Marvel has produced some of the best superheroes in comics, but it's time for the Marvel Cinematic Universe to step up their game and power up these iconic heroes. The MCU has introduced dozens of heroes to their shared universe, but the power scale varies greatly. While the last 17 years has produced some extraordinarily powerful characters like Wanda Maximoff and Captain Marvel, there are a lot of characters who appear to have had their powers downgraded for the big screen. However, with Sentry joining the cast and characters like Franklin Richards, it's time to reassess how powerful these heroes are and make adjustments accordingly. After all, these superheroes have done some truly spectacular things in the comics. One of the most obvious examples of a character whose power has been diluted in the MCU is Hulk. Since his initial appearance in The Incredible Hulk and the subsequent, namely, the two merged to create the so-called Smart Hulk. Unfortunately, despite having the body of Hulk, Banner appears unable or unwilling to push it to its physical limits and do anything all that impressive. This is a significant departure from comics and one that needs to be corrected. Hulk is a Goliath in the comics, and his power has led to this hero challenging many of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe. However, if Banner can't access that deeper strength, he doesn't stand a chance with new threats like Doctor Doom. Clint Barton is an interesting hero because, inherently, he isn't all that super. Yes, he is an elite spy and a highly skilled agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. when the organization was still in operation, but Clint and Natasha are closer in their power levels, but even she manages to pull off some incredible feats of heroism while Clint is largely sidelined. Now, with Kate Bishop taking over the reins as Hawkeye, it's time to see her step up to the hero role in a much more significant way. Using a variety of special arrows and getting into the thick of the action, and even putting her outstanding intelligence to good use. Bishop has a chance to be truly great. Dane Whitman first arrived in Eternals, played by the incredible Kit Harington. While the movie barely acknowledges his potential as a superhero by including a post-credits scene where he claims a powerful magic sword, his comic book alter ego is legendary. As the Black Knight, Whitman is a magically enhanced superhero. Descended from a long line of heroes, Whitman wields his enchanted sword and fights evil on every front. While the Eternals may be gone, Whitman is still on Earth, and his story in the MCU should be expanded further. Kamala Khan was introduced in Ms. Marvel, and she made quite the impression. As a die-hard fangirl of Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, Kamala gives the impression of being just a regular kid, but when she receives a magical bangle, she taps into her mutant powers. Kamala returned in the Marvels, where she got the chance to fight alongside her idol, but it appears that her powers are still closely tied to her enchanted accessory. This is not typical for mutants, and it certainly isn't how the character works in the comics. It would be great to see Kamala hone her skills and expand her powers beyond standard light manipulation. If she accessed powers more similar to her comic book counterpart, or at least was able to control them without the bangle, that would be a major improvement. Phyla is a hyper-evolved fish person who gains several standard enhanced powers like durability, speed, and strength, in addition to energy manipulation. However, in the comics, her story is very different. Phyla is actually a character who is imbued with the powers of the original Mar-Vell, the same hero who powered up Carol Danvers. Phyla has a lot of potential to tap into, and potentially a way to connect her story with Captain Marvel's. But either way, she needs an upgrade in the MCU. Ava Starr is one of the most tragic characters in the MCU. She lost both her parents in a lab accident, which also desynchronized her from reality. Now, she phases between the quantum realm and reality. While she was initially taken